All right, hey, what's up everybody? Landan with LMR.com, wrenching in the shop today. We're working on Nathan Anderson's 2000 GT. We're kind of going through pretty much all the cooling system related parts. Kind of have some isolated videos on those, so check those other ones out. They'll be down in the description below. But what this video is going to be about water pump replacement on a 4.6 liter 2-valve. If you have a 4-valve car, these same basic steps will work for you as well. It's just getting to the water pump may be a little bit different for you because the 4-valve cars had a little bit different heater hose setup and things like that. But in order to make room to access the water pump, you will have to partially drain the cooling system. And then once that is complete, just for some extra working room, I would go ahead and remove the upper radiator hose, your degas bottle, as well as the fan assembly. If you feel like something else needs to get out of your way, well, then just get it out of your way. Worst case scenario with a water pump, you may have one that's difficult to remove. That was the case for the one in this particular car. Kind of had to beat on the snout a little bit with a dead blow hammer, but knowing that, and since we were going to replace it, we just did it. For whatever reason, you're servicing the water pump and you're gonna go back in with the existing water pump, just be mindful of that. You may find another means of removal for that particular water pump. But signs of a defective water pump, there are many. It could be some impeller damage causing an inconsistent flow of coolant throughout the system. You could have a bad bearing within the snout causing some squealing or stuff like that. And then the other one could be the internal seal has been compromised or has failed because of age and you're getting some coolant out of the top weep hole. Those are usually kind of the, call it the top three, I guess, if you will, at least for these particular engines. Of the cars that I've seen, there hasn't been too many water pump failures. You're usually replacing this just simply because you want a fresh one to go along, with some of the other accompanying fresh pieces of your cooling system. So, but again, we're gonna be working on Nathan Anderson's car today, so let's get rolling with replacing this water pump. We're gonna release tension on the belt. I've just got a 1/2 inch breakover bar with a 1/2 inch to 3/8 adapter because that's what this tensioner takes. Just take a little 3/8 tool, go right in there and you're just gonna rotate over and then we'll remove the belts. I'm just gonna go ahead and get it completely out of the way and then we can just put it back on whenever we're ready. We're gonna pull the water pump pulley. We've got 4 bolts on this setup, 10mm wrenching size. Oh, I broke the golden rule. Before you take your belts off, leave it on so you can remove your water pump pulley bolts. Okay. Pulley and belt this time. 13mm. Just one underneath, 4 total. You want a large, here, let this, well, we gotta get the nut off up here and disconnect the voltage regulator. That's a 10mm. So we can get the bracket out of our way. These are just 4 10mm bolts. Remember, just whatever you take off, remember where it goes. If you're unsure, take pictures. Yeah, now let's try to get that connector off. Ouch. Push down on that to release it, pull up. So these 2 bolts here in the engine block, you just back them out a little bit. That's it. And the alternator is slotted. It just comes right off. May give it a little love tap with a hammer too, what do you say? See if we can break her free. All right, you don't want to hit that too hard. I mean, you don't want to break an ear off or anything like that. But we also got to be mindful too, if somebody's pulling this and they don't have to replace the water pump.
Right.
I'm gonna pave a clear path. This one I was bragging on. How that before we remove these bolts. Here we are. About to come a flooding, boys. No, not as much as I thought. We did have to hit on the snout or the flange for the pulley. Definitely kind of want to advise against that if you can, but if you have to get it out, you have to get it out. And that's what we had to do. We'll wipe this up and then we'll clean up our mating surface real good before we go back in with our new one. All right, so the water pump is out. Now we're gonna turn our attention to some cleanup. I'm gonna jump in here first. We're gonna get all the bulk residue out of here, brake clean, some towels, then we'll come back and we'll clean up the mating surface for the new water pump really, really good. Just do the best you can. This isn't gonna be perfect by any stretch of the imagination. We're gonna go with WD-40 and some gray Scotch-Brite. You may have to bump it up to green if you need a little bit more cut, just to get this nice and smooth and clean. Again, not gonna be perfect. You just wanna improve it. Okay, now we'll come back and wipe up our residue with our microfiber towel and some brake clean. Okay, so taking a look at the two water pumps here, this is the replacement pump that we have. We're gonna be putting in this car. Being that it's new, everything's nice and tight. You notice that it doesn't free spin. You know, all new bearings, that good sort of stuff. Versus the old pump, you have a little bit of free spin here. Nothing just too crazy or overly critical, just making some basic observations. Minimal in play here on the shaft, so that's still pretty tight. Again, we didn't really need to replace the water pump, but since we've gone all this way for the folks that need the parts, that's why we're putting a water pump in this car. So you'll have a short snout and a long snout. Not gonna get in the weeds of the year brakes and stuff like that, but no, you'll know right away if you have a short snout or a long snout pump. On this particular car, this was a short snout pump. And regardless of the pump, you wanna make sure you have a brand new water pump gasket. And then you can lubricate this however you want, a specific O-ring grease. If you wanted to use, you know, Vaseline, you could even use anti-seize for that matter. That way you form a little bit of a kind of protective coating or barrier between your water pump mating surfaces and your engine block, because from the serviceability aspect, if you ever have to service this again, you know, the factory one was a little difficult to get off. All right, we're kind of doing the double dose here. I'm gonna do a little bit of petroleum jelly on the O-ring itself, and then we're gonna come back and we'll get a little bit of anti-seize on the metal portion of the pump. Just carefully roll this into place. And then what we can do, we can take a little bit of anti-seize. And you could even put the anti-seize on the engine block. I'm gonna kind of just dab it on in places, and I'll come back and rub it in with my finger. Because these brushes, they're great, but they're not great. They get the product on the surface. As far as getting it accurate, no. Basically anywhere this is gonna make contact with the engine block, we're putting some anti-seize. And we'll just come back and wipe off the spots where we don't want it. We're also going in with new water pump bolts. And just for comparison's sake, here are the old crusties to the new ones. Looks like we had a different wrenching size as well. That's a 10mm wrenching size instead of 13. All right, water pump installation. This is pretty straightforward. You just line up your bolt holes to your engine block. And I don't have mine lined up. Maybe now I do. Our lubricant, squeezing our O-ring off. Or not squeezing it, but. So we're gonna get a bolt started. Run all the other ones down. I guess what I didn't do, or we could have done, now that they're dirty, but if your thread holes need to be cleaned out, you can flush them with compressed air. All right, I'm gonna run this down with a tool, and then we'll come back and torque them in a cross pattern. Whenever you run this down, you just wanted to snug it down even. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and torque these to spec, working in that cross pattern. Remember when you're holding your torque wrench, you wanna hold it out by the handle. That way you don't skew your results, so we're good there. Water pump is done. Cleaner of choice, this is just a all-purpose cleaner degreaser. Spray this down real good. And then now we just need something to agitate. This is the inside, you don't have to be too critical on that, but we're hitting it anyway. Okay, so here's our new water pump pulley hardware. Comes with bolt and washers, and then there's the old hardware. Definitely could have cleaned the old hardware up and reused it, but if you're like us, you know, if you want the freshness aspect of your new parts, definitely go with new hardware. But pretty easy here on these bolts. You're just gonna stand them up, and then you're gonna put your washers over each one. So now we'll just find the hole here, get the water pump pulley back on the water pump. We won't be able to fully tighten this hardware until we get the belt back on. So you'll just want to run these down by hand or until they stop. And depending on what you're doing with your car, you could go ahead and reinstall the belt at this time, which we'll go ahead and do that. That way that's one less thing. This is a newer belt already on this car. So if yours is seen better days, definitely time to get you a new one. So we've got our belt ready to go. Just need to get the alternator back in place. Here's our alternator, lower alternator bolts. At the time of this video, we don't have hardware, but y'all know the way the flow of parts go, there's always opportunity. Pay attention to the site, because we're constantly adding new things. These are in pretty good shape. We're just knocking a little bit of the crud off. And then we can go back in to our engine block. We'll run them down a little bit. Down. Okay, so now we'll just tighten these up and you can torque them to spec. Same tool we used earlier. We'll rotate this tensioner, and then before you let tension go, just make sure your belt is properly engaged on all your pulleys. Okay, we're good. All right, belt's on. We're gonna snug down these water pump pulley bolts. Pulley's still kind of wanting to spin, but if you have to, you can wedge it tool in there to get them nice and tight. Okay, so next we'll just reconnect our alternator connections. This will be the voltage regulator plug. Just simply clicks into place, and then your power wire will go back onto the lug, like so. Install the nut, tighten it, and then slide your boot back into place. Once you've buttoned up the water pump, you'll want to reinstall the cooling fan, degas bottle bracket, degas tank, and the upper radiator hose. Reinstall your alternator bracket and torque the 4 bolts to spec. Follow that with reinstalling the vacuum hose assembly back onto the inlet elbow and your idle air control motor. Also, don't forget to top off your coolant. All right, everybody, so that's a wrap. We've got Nathan Anderson all situated. We got his new water pump in. He's ready to keep on rocking amongst some of the other cooling system doodads. So I hope this one helped you out. If you have any questions, feel free to drop us a comment. And if you find value in what we're doing, please consider liking the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and then until we see you in the next one, for all things new Edge Mustang, keep it right here with the Real Enthusiasts, LMR.com.